And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray, back in the world headquarters here with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. And watch out, boy, we have a big show for you today. Yes, indeed, Captain Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide, is here, and he's brought his cohort, Captain Al Clowers, here with him. So that's going to be a super fun day. You stay tuned. This is Let's Talk Hookup, Southern California's sport fishing voice on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
For quality, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among anglers, but Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. The quality of the captains and crew, as well as the great meals and service, speak for themselves. Comfortable staterooms, a super clean and well taken care of boat are just a few of the reasons the Islander is so popular. The Islander specializes in 1.5 to 5 day fishing. Experience the Islander difference. Visit IslanderSportFishing.com.
It's time for the Power Pro 30-second seminar. I like catching big fish, and I like smaller reels, too. How do I make sure that I have the capacity to land the big one? I fill my reels with Power Pro Max Quattro. It's 25% thinner than standard Power Pro, so you get more line on that small reel. Power Pro has a complete series of highly effective lines, including the brand new Power Pro Depth Hunter Offshore, with different colors every 100 feet. Perfect for flatfall fishing. Want to learn more? Check PowerPro.com.
Great fishing is what Seaforth Sports Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limits, Elgato Doe, Pride, Polaris Supreme, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or schedule, check SeaforthLanding.com. Run by fishermen, for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Okay, man, it is here. Pete, you're back. Good to have you.
I'm back.
I don't know if I'm ready to strap in for this one or not. Like, it's going to be quite a day.
Yeah, Captain Dave Hansen. Yeah, no, Montana was fantastic. We had a great drive home, great cruise through Zion National Park on the way home, and it was a little hot hiking, though, but it kicked this old guy's ass at 86 degrees and 5,000 feet, man. It was good, but it was good.
Oh,
Felt good after the hike, right? For sure, but no, Montana is such a beautiful place, and there's in 3 weeks I checked off about half a dozen things of the 20 things I wanted to do in Montana. There's so much to do up there, and I'm just going to have to go back, Ricky.
Exactly.
Yeah, just going to have to go back and visit my friend Greg and Chris and catch more fish. The fishing was way slower than I've had in the past. I was there a little bit earlier than normal, and what happens is in the early May period, the spawn, and they go off. I mean, the trout just go crazy. And then right after I got there was the post spawn, which they don't go crazy. You know, they're kind of all beat up and had been spawned. But we had a couple good days and saw some great adventure and caught some big fish, so it was all good.
A lot of it was the wind, though, right?
We had a lot of wind. Yeah, that really shut us down. Go ahead and pull that mic close to you.
Yes, sir.
There you go. Yeah.
Does the wind hamper the fish from biting, or just hamper the way that you like to catch them? Like, I know you're a dry fly guy and you prefer to do it that way. Like, can you still catch them with wet flies and things like that, or is it just kind of shut everything down?
We only tried to fish dry flies once. Most of it this time of the year is an indicator fishing. The dry fly bite really starts kind of in a week or two, and then it starts to go. But most of our stuff was indicator fishing or bobber fishing, which fly fishermen hate to say, right? It's basically bobber fishing with the little flies. But yeah, I think the post spawn was the biggest thing.
Okay.
But the wind definitely hampers you because I don't know, it shouldn't, because they should still bite in the wind because it's not windy underneath, right? But for whatever reason, it did hamper, and it's casting in 20-knot winds is not the easiest thing.
No. You can say the same thing out here. South wind shouldn't make a bit of difference because the fish are under the water, but damn it, it does.
It does, yeah, it does. So wind everywhere is something. But I miss some amazing fishing here, right?
Oh, boy. Yeah. This was quite a week.
Yeah, you've been reporting on some amazing fishing, Captain Dave, right?
There's been some phenomenal fishing at Catalina. My buddy Al here has been just having a ball fishing inside the bay, outside the bay. He's been catching lots of fish. Most of our guys are doing pretty good following the plan. And halibut fishing's been historically good. You can pretty much target the halibut at a lot of the islands. It's been just a phenomenal winter. Coming into this spring has been incredible, and now this bluefin's finally decided to really start to get it on. It's kind of busy down here, huh, Rick?
It's wild. Yeah, it was a very, very wild week. There was tremendous fishing in several different areas, which is great for our sport boat fleet, from fish on the Outer Banks.
Look at that, here comes the Royal Star right now. Driving in.
Fish on the 60, and then fish close to home also. And, this week finally saw some really, really good private boat fishing for guys close to home on big ones. It was a really special week at the shop.
Yeah, John Freeze got like a 250 on Thursday.
I mean, most people that tried got giant cows this week. It was really cool.
You don't need very many of those if you're
That's for sure.
One's usually enough, right? Totally. Like, let's go home. But there's a mixed grade of fish too, because I was talking to Captain Brandon Nelson, and he got a bunch of 60-pounders.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's everything we want it to be. There's fish in different areas. It spreads the fleet out. You can kind of target different fish by going to different zones. And if you want to just, trophy hunting is always going to be just that. You're never going to expect to load the boat full of 200-pounders. But if you want to go target a couple of solo big fish, you can do that. You can go get numbers. And there's areas down south where you can troll them up on Mad Max. Everything is really shaping up good.
Yeah, that's good. And Captain Dave, where else? Where is it else? I mean, we focus a lot on what we're doing here, but Catalina's what's going on at Catalina?
Catalina's been really good. They got squid over there. They got a little bit of squid up the middle backside of the island, like Mark's been talking about. There's been some good hits on the sea bass. There's been really good halibut fishing. The calico bass, like Corey and I talk about, are in the spawning mode right now, so it's really fun calico fishing up and down the backside of the island.
What about sea bass?
Yeah, that sea bass is biting a little bit here, a little bit there.
You can't really talk about that?
No, I can talk. Me?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, sea bass biting.
Yeah, Dave only doesn't talk about the bite that he's on. And he's not on sea bass, so no problem. That's wide open.
Let's tell everybody else's story.
Yeah, no worries. The only thing you're not going to hear about is some secret little bite in Cabo that he's on. Other than that, it's an open book.
It's wide open. Yeah. Right, Al? I'm giving it all away.
Yeah.
Now I got my buddy Al Clowers as part of this, so now I'm making him another enemy.
So he's part of yours. So what have you been doing, Al? I mean, you run, 3 boats or 2 boats now?
No, I'm only running the Riviera now.
Oh, you sold the other 2 boats?
No, I just sold the Blackman, but I still have the String Guard. Just seeing what the economy is going to do in the volume.
Sure.
So, everything's been done on the Riviera. So
even bay fishing?
Even the bay fishing.
Wow.
Yeah. I took that thing in 6 foot of water. Gave us some clients.
Get out of here.
Caught a bunch of corvina and bonefish and all kinds of stuff.
6 feet in the Riviera.
It was incoming, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Yeah, all right. My bad. Yeah, no big deal.
It was incoming.
6 inches went to like 2 feet in a while, right?
I was going to gain 2 feet in 3 hours.
Yeah, that means in another hour it'll be up to 7, so we're fine. Wow. How cool.
It's a little difficult, but because I can't get way in the back and I can't beach that boat to get out and go catch ghost shrimp like I do on the bonefish trips. On the String Guard, I roll up to the beach with the clients. We get out, get our feet wet, go pump shrimp.
That's cool.
Go catch fish.
What a fun experience that is.
Really fun experience, yeah.
I got to do it.
I mean, there's not a lot of things in our fishery out here that are like that. You know, I mean, we're blessed with it. We're blessed with the fact that you get to pull up to the bait receiver and get the best bait in the world by, you know, open up your wallet. But that's a fun part of it too, especially something like that's different that not everybody does. You go pump shrimp and then use them and go catch them and
right. And then on the Riviera, I put an 8-hour bait trip on there where you go out and fish for 4 hours, and then I'll take you to whatever restaurant of your choice. You can go get off the boat and go have lunch. And then get back on the boat and fish the outgoing or incoming or whatever tide. So you get 2 tides basically on that.
How fun.
Too. So yeah. And then, I fished the islands yesterday. I had some clients. They were on the bubble about going to catch a cow or going to catch just fish. And they had some teenage kids and stuff, so I said, hey,
let's go for some action.
I said, if my personal experience for fun for you guys would be just go get some action. And dude, we got some big old reds yesterday. I pulled up to one of the spots, one of my old spots that hadn't been biting, just to check it. I was there, and we got some big ones.
That's cool.
Deep?
300 feet only.
No, that's okay. I was going to say, because at the end of June, it goes back to that, 40 fathoms?
30 or 300 feet, 350, right?
Yeah, but not in Mexico.
40. Not in Mexico, that's true.
Yeah. That's the beauty of fishing in San Diego, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, you got about 15 miles. You don't need to worry about it.
Got a passport, we're heading south.
Yeah. There you go. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, it was fun.
So what's been going on Saltwater Guide? How many shows do you do? Of course, you're streaming us live now on what? Facebook Live?
Facebook.
Are we actually
and
live?
YouTube and Instagram, we're fully live right now. Facebook,
so if somebody wants to
YouTube.
watch the show,
you just go to Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram right now. We're 100% live, going full speed.
On Captain Dave's Hansen's?
On your Saltwater Guide, on every social media platform. And then right after we're done with this show, I've got our boat and Justin's out right now fishing with some clients. So we'll go, as soon as we're done here, we're going to click over live to Justin out fishing. We've put Starlink on his boat. We have 4 high-definition cameras on the boat, so we do live fishing trips all day. You can go on anytime during the day, in or out, and watch, and it's live. So you get to see if we're actually catching, or if we're not, if it sucks, whatever. There is no hiding the ball on this thing. We started doing it during the lobster season, and it worked out really well during the lobster season. Al and I and all my friends, we would lay in bed and watch Justin catch lobsters all night. It was insane. And he had 2,165 legal lobsters filmed or videoed live on the trip. He did 62 trips live.
And who is Justin?
He's our guide up in San Pedro. He has bowline sport fishing.
Bowline sport fishing.
And so I have Al Clowers down here in San Diego. In Mission Bay, we have Pablo Fernandez. In Orange County, Long Beach, we have Justin Botrell. And then at the Channel Islands, we have Sonny Hageson. So we got the areas all covered. So when you go to our website to get information, you're coming from Al. You're coming from these guys that are out on the water every day. These guys do the reports. These guys are the guys that you get to call on the telephone and talk to before you go fishing. It's kind of a weird deal that we set up, but we're totally open. And like we were laughing earlier, we don't hide the ball. So if Al's going to send you somewhere, he's going to send you to where you're going to catch fish, because you got Al's phone, or you're going to call him up and tell him, hey, Al, what'd you send me there for? But the really cool thing is when we send people somewhere, they get there and there's no boat. And they look around, they're like, I don't know if...
Does that mean that nobody's listening to you?
No, they call me and they say, Dave, there's no boats here. And I'm like, yeah, drop your line in the water. Oh, there's fish here. I didn't know you wanted boats, or we would have kept you in the harbor. There's boats everywhere here.
Or just follow Booger, right?
Yeah, follow the San Diego like the other 25 boats all day. But no, we just send people to where the fish are. Right, Al?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the idea.
It's kind of a different thing.
How do you know where the fish are?
Well, I got lucky.
Should I ask Al or you?
I got lucky. My dad started in the industry in 1947, so we have 9 sport boats in Dana Point Harbor at Dana Horse Sport Fishing, and we call those captains, and they answer my call. We call other captains. They answer my call. They all tell me what they're seeing, what they're looking at. I can go call the long range guys. I can call the guys up in Santa Barbara. We know Jamie really good up there, so we got everybody. Plus, we got 4 guides that are on the water all day.
Yeah.
So
these are professional guys. The guides are charter. You charter, like Al runs a charter boat.
Yeah. And also, he'll go with you on your boat. and teach you how to fish on your boat. My guys are all licensed.
You don't
guys.
do that anymore.
No, I don't do anything but hang out in Cabo with Kelly Girl and my monkey.
And come up here once in a while.
A lot lately because I got this Valaris pass. So $500 a year, you can travel as much as you want. So Kelly Girl.
That's pretty wild.
Kelly Girl does all the traveling. Like the other day, my buddy Al tells me, Dave, if you could be here tomorrow morning, that's going to be the very best time to fish the Back Bay. Now, I've never fished the Back Bay.
Okay, why, Al?
Because of the tide.
Yeah, the tide. Get close to that mic there.
The tide and the water temp.
Okay.
For those bonefish.
Oh, really? What's the ideal water temp?
Mid-70s.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what's the ideal tide?
3.5 foot to 6.5 foot.
Incoming?
Hold on. Slow down. You can get all this information on our website.
Well, hey,
now we're not on your website. We're ready.
If you need to go pump your own ghost shrimp, you want incoming because you need the tide low to go do that.
Oh, okay.
But if you already have shrimp, it doesn't really matter for the bonefish.
And do you go catch your own shrimp, or do you buy them at Seaforth?
No. I go catch my own. That's what keeps me slim.
Oh, yeah, that's hard work. That's hard work.
No, we go catch our own. You know, there's some places in San Diego Bay when you have a skiff, you can just pull up on a low tide or like a zero tide, you know, or +1 or -1.
Sure.
And get out and pump your own shrimp.
Just be careful not to go over the limit, right?
Right, 50.
50.
Yeah.
And they watch it per person.
License.
Yeah,
yes.
Per license. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
So if you need more, you got to take your grandkids and
with a license. Oh, the grandkids. Oh, because they don't need a license.
You take all the kids with you, and then pick them up off the ground and put them in the bucket.
Oh, there you go.
Then they got to go catch a bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah. And how long will they live, Al?
You know, I've had success up to 3 or 4 days. The thing with the shrimp is.
You put them in the bait tank?
Their urine kills them, right? So
really?
Yeah, I put a napkin in there with salt water, wet it, and then every day you change it. That's very important.
And it absorbs their urine.
Right.
I'll be darned.
And keep them in the refrigerator.
And just keep them in the refrigerator in a bucket.
Yeah. Well, whatever you can get away with your wife not cheating.
Or whatever.
My wife opened a little Tupperware thing. I didn't tell her they were in there, and she was like, "Dude, you should have told me."
Hey, you could just tell her, "Hey, it's lobster, man. It's lobster dinner."
That's part of the deal.
It's lobster.
So what's the rig for the bones?
You know, if you're drifting, a little Carolina rig on a 1/4 ounce or whatever weight you can get away with for the conditions, you know?
Yeah.
With a little leader, you know, and a little drop shot hook. I just use a drop shot hook because the smaller ghost shrimp, and it doesn't matter. You don't need those big old beefy ones, man. We're fishing little tiny ones.
A little drop shot.
You just slide that drop shot right up the little butt, you know, right up in there. And that's good. Or if you're anchored, drop shot.
Just straight
You'll
drop
fish them on a drop shot on the anchor.
Yeah, straight drop shot. Yeah, that's fun, too. And they pull hard. 6-pound test?
No, I've been using heavier line like 12 because they shake everything off when they're so crazy that they'll shake your weight and break your line when you bring them in. You know?
Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, even using a net, you know, they go ballistic. So they'll eat 12 no problem.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Yeah. And when I went with them, it was full speed for 3 hours.
Isn't that fun?
As fast as you could get a bait. I never see anything like it. I didn't even know this existed down here. It was the most incredible thing I'd ever seen. If you've never tried it, gang, and you're listening, you've got to give Captain Al a call. You got to go check it out and just do it once. I'm blown away that I never did it. I didn't even know it existed. 60 miles north of here is where I lived my whole life, and I had no idea. I'd have been down here all the time.
And you want to believe that it's not a bonefish until you get one in your hand. Like, well, that sure as hell. That's exactly what it is.
It's a real life.
I went all the way to Christmas Island for one of those, right?
Exactly.
And the other day, I've been back there a couple handfuls of times lately, but the other day we had a 19 3/4, which is pretty much the biggest one I've seen.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
And then 2 days ago, I was back there, and there was a bunch of babies. So they are reproducing, because I caught a couple little 6 inches.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we thought like they used to have that power plant back there with produce a lot, and we thought, that's the end of the bonefish. But no, huh?
And the Corvina and the bonefish are really.
That Corvina fishing can be fun.
Oh yeah, I took some clients back there. He's one of those guys that booked the cheapest trip and wants the meat. I said, you booked a bait trip. It's not a meat hunt, but let me figure something out. So I went and got 2 scoops of bait, took the Riviera back there. You know, and,
it was a meat hunt.
And anchored and started chumming, and they caught 9 nice corvina in the morning before the sun got too high.
Especially if they have anchovy at the bait bar.
Right. Well, they're eating the sardine, man.
They eating the sardine?
Yeah, we had a mix that day, and the spotted baby bass were eating the anchovy.
Wow.
And the corvina were eating the sardine.
Nice. That's cool. So, Captain Dave, so you get guys that surround yourself. You're smart, man, like us. You're kind of basically copying what we're doing.
Absolutely.
Surround your stuff with experts, and then
they make me look really good.
They make you look really good, which is Ricky is not an easy task when it comes to Captain Dave.
Well, yeah, but you've been trying for 30 years.
Absolutely. It'll be 33 years in September.
Thank you very much for making me relevant.
So let's talk about your dad for a second.
Absolutely. Tomorrow's a big day.
Why is
Father's Day?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, happy Father's Day, Ricky. And you of course your dad founded Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. He hired Frank at the Frank Lopresti CCA honorarium. They talked a lot about your dad, and Donna was there, and your dad was such an integral part of. So when I did the introductions, I went and talked to Frank. I was like, give me the lowdown of your history, so I can just do a brief history and stuff like that. And your dad was such a big part of that history because he put Frank behind the wheel of a boat at I think it was 11 years old or 10 years old, and said, "Here, I'm going to go lay down. You watch the wheel for a while.
Keep it straight.
Keep it straight.
Point to that and go.
Yeah, and
don't hit San Mateo Rock. That's what Frank always says. He said, "Don't hit San Mateo Rock." But that was one of my dad's favorite things to talk about when. He was Frank.
Yeah.
Him and Frank go so far back, and that was one of my dad's feathers in his cap. He loved tell that story.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
In his old days, the code was Bill Poole, Bill Knott, and my dad and Jimmy Schaefer. That was the code group back in the day, back in the 50s and 60s. Pretty crazy stuff.
Cool. And that's what you grew up with.
Yeah, I got lucky. I grew up Hansen.
Yeah, for sure. And so when did you start working at Dana Wharf Sport Fishing?
1975.
How old?
14.
You were 14.
Started cleaning the rental rods.
Oh, okay.
Because back in those...
Was that in Dana Point then?
Yeah, we moved to Dana Point in 71.
71.
I fished on the San Clemente Pier. I used to get to go to work with my dad in the morning, ride in the station wagon. We're the only car that was able to drive on the pier, and he would drive the car out to the end of the pier, and then I would hang out in the little office that hung out over the water as a little kid, and I had a blanket, and I would lay underneath of his feet as he sold the tickets, because my dad would get there early, like at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he'd sell all the tickets for all the boats.
Yeah.
And then his deckhand would bring the Sun Fun up alongside the pier, and then my dad would turn the office over to the daytime staff that would be in the office, and my dad would climb down and get on the boat, and then we'd go fishing on the Sun Fun. And that was how I grew up. It was pretty spectacular.
That is pretty cool. Yeah.
It's pretty spectacular. And then I remember Frank was second operator on the Patrician, and my dad was running the Patrician.
How old was he then? He was like 13?
And Chuck and Bobby Taft were the deckhands.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And Frank was the second operator. Spike ran the boat, but my dad ran some relief stuff for Spike. It was a phenomenal way to grow up.
Yeah, that's for sure. Was that still on the pier?
That was in Dana Point.
That was in
Dana Point. A lot of the boats came to Dana Point when we first opened. 71. There was a lot of boats. The Fishing Fool ran out of Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. A lot of the old legendary boats ran out of Dana Wharf in the beginning.
A lot of history. Cool. Is somebody writing a book about your dad?
Not that I'm aware of.
Wow.
There's been a lot of articles written.
Yeah.
There's some good interviews on our website. Sure. I got to sit down with him 7 years before he passed away, and we got some phenomenal stories. There's like 15 parts. It's pretty cool.
And you just access that through Your Saltwater Guide?
Right, and then we have a lot of it out on YouTube, on our Your Saltwater Guide YouTube channel. Yeah. There's all kinds of interviews.
You have a lot of stuff. You have a lot of content.
Yeah, about 5,800 videos right now.
Yeah. Wow. What do you do with all the money you're making?
Yeah, right. I have this phenomenal wife, Kelly girl. She is epic. She is such a cool wife. So we don't have to worry about extra money ever. No, I'm just kidding, baby.
I know that's the way it works.
Hey,
you know,
monkeys aren't cheap, Pete.
Yeah, it's it. Yeah.
Then I got a dumb monkey. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing I ever did. I love Marley, and I know you're listening, Marley, but was probably the dumbest thing I ever did was buy a monkey. Anybody that's thinking about it, don't buy a monkey.
And I mean, that's saying something.
And don't they live? Don't they
if
live
Dave's
to be
saying
like
that's the dumbest thing he's ever done, I mean, that's
really
that's
big.
I could fill up San Diego Harbor with the dumb stuff I've done.
Yeah. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show with you. We have certainly one of the true characters in the fishing world here, Captain Dave Hansen, your saltwater guide, and Al Clowers.
True characters for sure, and we like to have a lot of fun. But boy, you want to talk about people that have been there and done that, and an amazing wealth of information across the board on all the types of fisheries. And boy, that really is truly who we have sitting next to us today, both in Captain Dave and Captain Al. And if you want to join us this morning, we want to hear from you. Be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning. It's clearly going to be a very busy morning, as the phone lines are all but one packed up before we even listed the phone numbers. But there is one line open if you want it right now. That's phone number area code 213-432-1090. Again, 213-432-1090 is how you reach us on the phones, or you can text in your questions to the show. Texting the show is only available through the Let's Talk Hookup app. It's a free download if you don't have it already. Works on Android, iPhone, whatever. Just go to your App Store, go to your Google Play Store, search Let's Talk Hookup. Not only can you text in your questions to the show, but it also gives you an opportunity to listen to all the archive shows. You can find out information. You can call the show via the app. So much great stuff. If you caught some killer tip that Dave or Al gives out the show and you want to go back and listen to it on your drive home, you can do that all through the Let's Talk Hookup app. And again, it's the only place where you can text in your questions. And when you do, make sure that you include your contact info with your text. Just a name and a phone number is all we really need, because if you're the big winner at the end of today's show, we want to make sure to get a hold of you, because what a killer prize this is going to be today. One lucky caller or texter, and that gets determined by a coin flip at the end of the show, is going to win 2 3/4-day passes from Dana Wharf Sport Fishing. In addition to you getting 2 passes to go fishing, also a 4-pack of Promar's brand new GT4 fluorocarbon. How cool is that? 2 3/4-day passes and a 4-pack of that great new fluorocarbon from our friends at Promar. Killer prize, killer show, so much info. If you want to join us, man, we want to hear from you. One more time, 213-432-1090. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls, reading those texts as well. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Cool.
Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost, but not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
You know, there's one place that's very easy to talk about live, and that is Point Loma Seafoods, right next to San Diego Landings in Point Loma. I know we're going to make you guys hungry going down there right after the show here. It's phenomenal what a great fishery. We had some fresh black sea bass the other night from there, and you're not legally allowed to bring as a sport angler black sea bass, but Point Loma Seafood has it pretty often. If you've never had black sea bass, especially legal, you can actually buy it there at Point Loma Seafoods, and it is the freshest thing in town.
Guaranteed limits, Point Loma Seafoods. The other thing is to think about how consistent that place is. I mean, as long as I've been coming down here, which is now a long time, it's always been killer. Like everything, they call it the freshest thing in town, and that's exactly it. Whatever is around and available is there at the highest quality every time.
Yeah, and they have, we're going to Sitka to go catch our fresh Alaskan halibut. They have it every day this time of the year. Fresh Alaskan halibut.
And you'll often see troll caught salmon, whatever. Anything that's right, they go, they buy, and they provide for all of us.
That's it. Point Loma Seafoods, right next to the San Diego Landings in Point Loma. Check it out.
Offshore fishing is on. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle tackle. The Saltwater Tackle Professionals. For bluefin tuna and yellowtail, nothing beats the Shimano Talica, the pinnacle of lever drag 2-speed reels. Shimano's Speedmaster 2 is also an extremely durable, high-performance lever drag reel for the more budget-minded angler. Both the Talica and Speedmaster 2 feature Shimano's Hagani body to prevent misalignment of moving parts under the heaviest of loads. For all your Shimano, visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego. The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet. Fisherman's Landing offers half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the Liberty. Many trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Many years ago, Baja pioneer Bob Van Wormer found the area he called the Great Fish Trap in the East Cape of southern Baja and built what is now regarded as the premier East Cape resorts of Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Today, following in their father's footsteps, Bob's sons, Bobby, Chucky, and Eddie, have taken Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol to new levels with the largest sport fishing fleet in Mexico, a luxurious spa, and top-of-the-line resort amenities. Van Wormer Resorts have become a destination for travelers worldwide. But for us, Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol are just a short 2-hour flight away. No other tropical fishing destination offers the experience and value that you'll find at Palmas de Cortez and Playa del Sol. Now you can plan your Baja fishing vacation quick and easy by visiting VanWormerResorts.com. And when you're ready to book, it's quick and easy. Or simply call 877-777-TUNA for more information. Van Wormer Resorts, the East Cape's finest.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Well, that sure didn't take long. Phone lines are all packed up. But if you do want to get through, there's going to be plenty of time for you. 213-432-1090.
Yeah, and I want to mention, the Mammoth Lakes have been pretty frozen over, the upper lakes, and they're open. Twin Lakes, we had that heat spell last week.
They got the lakes open up.
So,
great news.
Adventure and Camping wanted to remind you that you want to go up and have an exceptional camping trip up in the Eastern Sierra. Adventure and Camping is ready. They have trailers available. You can get. They will assist you in finding a camp spot, which is not easy these days, but that's what they do. They know where they can get you in or put you in. So check out adventureandcamping.com and book your visit to the Eastern Sierra's Twin Lakes up in Lake Mary. That whole area. Beautiful up there.
For cheaper than you can stay at an Airbnb or at a hotel or whatever, you can have a luxury trailer that's literally...
It has everything.
You can open your door, make 3 steps, and make a cast and catch a trout. Big trees, everything that Mammoth's all about. It's such a cool program.
It up there. Yeah.
That's it. No hassle.
Yeah, for sure. AdventureandCamping.com. Check it out. Also, I want to remind you, this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Now, Al, you do a lot of bass fishing. You're a big bass fishing guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did you ever compete?
Yeah, I fished all the local circuits and won plenty team tournaments in town.
Yeah.
And then I fished the Pro AAA one, Lake Mead, Lake Havasu, and Pleasant.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was all about it. That's all I did.
You're a good bass fisher. I've been bass fishing with you. The guy catches fish. He knows. Fresh or saltwater, doesn't matter if it's a fish. He's going to catch it.
He's going to catch it.
From the lakes out to the big bluefin, and there's a lot of stuff in between.
Yeah. But anyway, they have a great tackle shop spotlight in there, and they have great bass fishing, and of course the fantastic big fish that are being caught here. Lots of good information in this week's edition of Western Outdoor News. Check it
Who's
out.
on the front page? That Uribe?
Who is that?
Yeah, Uribe. Yeah, he just won Havasu.
Yeah, that's a hard one to win.
Yeah, there's a bunch of studs that live over there.
Yeah, and fishing every day, right?
Yeah, right. If they're home,
Yeah. All right, well, phones are packed. Let's jump into it.
Boy, they are that for sure. You got it. Why don't we start this morning with Matt? Matt Ryan calling us from Long Beach this morning. Good morning, Matt. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
All right, well, I have a great text from Bruce in Lemon Grove with some inside info, which he didn't really think of. He says, a month or so ago, we caught halibut full of bonefish babies, ones that back in the Back Bay. The halibut bite's been good, and that kind of worries me because they're going to eat all those bonefish, right?
Can you legally use bonefish for bait?
No, he said in their bellies.
I know, but could you use them if you Sabiki rigged up?
That's a good question.
I don't know the answer to that.
I think it'd be tough to keep in a tank, man. Those things don't like sitting still.
Is a bonefish in California even listed as a sport fish? That's my question. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Like the Corvina.
Yeah, I don't think they're listed.
But I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so. All right. We're ready to go on the phones now.
Well, why don't we try that again? How about Matt Ryan from Long Beach? You standing by there, Matt? Well, maybe not.
Maybe not.
Well, in the meantime,
yes, I'm here. Hello, I'm here.
There you are. What's up, Matt? Good morning, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Sorry, I'm driving home from work right now. I work graveyard weekends, but first time caller, long time listener. How you guys doing?
Great.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, I heard from my sister's brother's aunt's cousin that you had some booger eater on your show today that has a really dull fillet knife. I just wanted to call and let him know that mine's a little sharper than his.
Yes, it is, Matt.
How you doing, Dave?
You, buddy?
You too. I just want to say I am your Saltwater Guide member. I absolutely love Dave's website and his whole platform that he has, and I just wanted to call and tell him thanks. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you, buddy. You're a good human.
I do like what Matt says, too. Every tutorial that Dave has on cutting a fish, which is a lot, which is cool to see, he always makes sure that everybody knows that the audience is probably using a sharper knife than he, and probably better at cutting the fish than he.
Way better. Thank you very much.
That's pretty fun, Matt. Appreciate the phone call.
All right, very good. Hey, a good text here from Jason. I didn't say where he was from, but he says, "Good morning, gentlemen. What an awesome show and a pleasure having." I can't believe he said this. A pleasure having Captain Dave, and what is pleasure having Al? Sure. Just a classic, great characters. Question: is anyone you guys had caught a swordfish, and if so, how big was it? And where was it? And is there any fresh swordfish in town right now? And I can tell you, Point Loma Seafood's had consistently fresh swordfish. So
nice.
If you want some, so.
And swordfish, I haven't fished for them, believe it or not.
No, you don't do it?
Well, I haven't. I have all the gear.
Yeah.
But I just haven't done it.
What about you, Dave?
We tried. We did it a few times on the Wild and Sac when I was running that, and all we could catch is giant Opa. We got 147-pound Opa, which was pretty cool. We brought R.J. Boyle out to show us how to do it back before everybody had it figured out here, before the code had been cracked.
Yeah.
And we went to Clemente, and he was showing me different ways, different things to look at, and because he's like the guru back east. And we went to what he thought would be a good area, and we got bit. But it was a gigantic Opa, which was pretty cool.
That's all right.
I had Grossbeck on the boat, and I had RJ and myself, and we were like, we'd never seen one that big. I'd never even seen a live one. That was the first live one I'd ever seen. So it was a pretty spectacular day. But I know we do have someone here that has caught one.
Yeah.
Right, Rick?
Yeah. I've got one legit one and a handful of deep ones. One that I got to wind in and then be on the boat for a couple other deep ones. So yeah.
You got to put in some time.
You do have to put in time, but and that is the answer. Like the code kind of has been cracked. Nobody's got it wired and figured out, and there's nobody out there that knows.
Except for Bill Priest. He's the only guy I know that has it pretty much wired.
And Dylan from the bite. Just uncanny. Yeah. And all those guys from the bite. And Bill, you're right. I mean, but that's what I mean. Like the code is cracked in terms of if you have your gear dialed in and there's fish around and you're in the general right area and you go, and that means go more than one time, you're gonna have some opportunities. And that doesn't mean you're gonna catch one every time, but it's not something that you can go one time and it just didn't happen. Right. But if your gear is rigged right, and now that there's enough info and enough years of us doing it that you can go to a good tackle store and they can dial you in, and as long as you spend the time doing it, you're going to. If you dedicated
dedicate a lot of time.
Say like September, if you dedicated your time every weekend, you went from September to November. As long as we have an average season, you're gonna have your shots, no doubt.
Yeah, and there was one season. What season was that they were just everybody was getting them? It seemed like it was a few years ago.
Yeah,
5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, maybe 2020 or 2019, something like that.
And then it got real, and then it got oh boy, it's not the easiest fish to catch. Right?
Neil was fishing a bunch in our boat, and there was a times when like we were averaging like 4 or 5 bites a trip.
Wow,
but not. Gear wasn't set up right. Everybody's still learning hooks. Everybody's still learning how to rig baits. Lots of issues with baits getting bit and ripped apart and not getting hooks into them. And,
right.
As the years go by, you get better and better stitching baits up or figuring out that it doesn't need to be super complicated. The hook just needs to go here. All those things,
right.
You just get better. But the first year, we were all blessed with so many opportunities that plenty of fish happened.
Yeah, well, on our YouTube channel, Let's Talk Hookup Radio Show, Greg Stotesbury shows you how to sew up hooks into a squid. So, or you can go to places that specialize in swordfish fishing, like Fisherman's Line and Tackle, and they have ones that are pre-sewn up.
Sure, yeah. I mean, we sell fully rigged, ready to go, ready to crimp on baits and squids, of appropriate size if you want to do it yourself.
And you guys know how to set people
That's
up.
What
with
we
the
do,
reels.
Yeah. We're blessed.
They'll sell you everything from a conventional reel to an LP, right?
Yeah, Hooker Electrics and LPs and Shimano Beastmasters and everything.
Yeah, the new Beastmaster is certainly capable, right?
It's got a lot of power in it. Yeah. The new motor, new design. So we're looking forward to seeing how that goes.
It's a good one for sure. Well, let's jump into the phones.
You got it, man. How about this time we talk to Chuck, calling us from Dana Point this morning. Hi, Chuck. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, you guys. Happy Father's Day to everybody. And I just want to thank you guys. All the hard work you guys do, Frank, and your sister, your dad. I don't know what our fishing would be like if you guys didn't fight for our rights so much, They just run us over, But my first deep-sea day fishing, I did twilight boats a couple times. My first day trip was with your dad, and I think it was probably you that kicked me over from the three-quarter day to the half day, except this is a tuna boat and put your foot in front of me. You go back up there and tell me you want a half day. So I said, what? I got my tail between my birthday, my girlfriend's, who's that guy? I don't know. So we go back up. Well, I'm not as loud on that boat. I don't have the right equipment. So he puts me on the half day, and it was your dad's the captain, right? And we go down to San Onofre, and this fish called the skipjack shows up. I get like 5 of them, and then my first yellowfin tuna of my life on my birthday, first trip with your dad. I'll just never forget it. And I just want to thank you guys for all your hard work. And
thank you very much.
Sell the monkey.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Appreciate the phone call, Chuck. Very much. Hey, I had a fun text come through from John in Rancho San Diego. So, good morning, guys. Great to hear from Captain Dave today. Dave, since it's Father's Day weekend and your dad, Don, was such a legend in SoCal and beyond, can you tell us what your favorite fishing trip of all time with your dad was? Thanks, and I love the show. That's from John in Rancho San Diego.
It had to be 87, 88. The albacore were in the channel between Catalina and Dana Point, and they were biting on the 209. And we did a fun trip. My dad ran the Seahorse, and there was like 20 of us deckhands and captains, and we all went with them. And we found the fish on the 209, and then we got jig bit. We got a couple bait fish, and then my dad did the number one thing that I learned from that day was never, ever leave fish to go look for fish. And then we headed out towards the 277 and up the ridge on the east end of Catalina, and we never found another fish. And then at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, we were back on the 209, and we almost sunk the Seahorse. We caught so many albacore. Back then there was, you could have as many albacore as you wanted, and we got as many as we wanted. It was full speed. My dad was on the bait tank chumming, and they were biting the lip pole.
You remember what year that was?
87.
87.
Wow. Yeah. And they were biting the pole. They were biting the pole full speed.
Was that the year that big stuff came in the Catalina?
I think
channel?
87, 88, something like that was that big stuff. And it looked like dolphin when we would come up on it. The first time we saw it, we were coming home from Clemente on a trip, and you saw what looked like a giant pod of common dolphins. And as we got closer, the dolphins had wings when they would come out of the water. Cool. 75, 80-pound albacore jumping all over the place.
Oh, my.
But they'd only eat 12-pound.
Oh!
It was terrible. Yeah. It was terrible. And all you had back then was a squid or junior.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
To cast a bait with a plastic or a metal. It was crazy. People would be on albacore for an hour and a half.
Sure.
Yeah. 2 hours fighting an albie on number 4 hook. Remember, all we had was trophies for a bait back then.
Crazy.
Some pink candy and a chrome 94 151.
Well, let's head down south. Our good buddy Chris Moyer from Smokey's Curing Company and Cantina is on the line. Sorry to hang you in there, Chris. Good morning.
Pedro, Rick, how we doing today?
What's up, Chris?
Doing
Good morning.
great. We didn't see you on the list there. You were right there, ready at your regular time, and we
our bad.
Our bad.
No worries.
We were so busy with Captain.
Sorry, Chris.
Well, welcome back, Pedro. Anyway,
Thanks,
let's get to it, guys. If you like catching striped marlin, yellowfin tuna, dorado, roosterfish, pargo, and or wahoo, all you got to do is come down here right now, get on a boat, any boat, get on a panga, get on a cruiser, get on a 35 Cabo, hell, get on a dinghy. Go out in the water. You don't have to go far. Go straight out, go to the south, go to the north, put a hook in the water, put something shiny or colorful on it, and drag it around for just a little while, and you are going to catch a lot of fish right now.
So
we are running out of room in our We are running out of room in our freezer. We're going to have to start taking reservations like they do at Fisherman. Guys, it is wide open right now. It's happening, and the weather's perfect. The water's perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for better fishing right now, so just get on down here. That's all. I mean, really, that's all you got to do. It's that simple.
Wow, that sounds fantastic. And this is a great time of the year. The weather's before it gets too hot. When it goes off in the East Cape at this time of the year, it really goes off, and this is pretty obvious, right, Chris?
It's as good as it gets right now, guys, and I've been doing this for a long time. It's as good as it gets. And the Vaquera's book's solid, but we're taking reservations. You can get a hold of us at vaquerabaja.com. We will you guys will take care of your fish. We will send you on a charter. We will quench your pie hole.
So, Chris, do you have a new website for Vaquera then?
Yeah. Just go to vaquerabaja.com and you can get a hold of us.
VACERA Baja.com.
I'm sorry. Yeah, it's Vaquera, VAQUERA. Vaquera. Yeah.
VAQUERA Baja.com, and you can book the Vaquera and see what it's all about. Beautiful 35 Cabo with a seakeeper, the whole thing.
I mean, one of, if not the nicest boats in all of the East Cape, no doubt.
Sure. And of course, Smokey's Curing Company, the best place to eat and hang out. Chris, again, how do we get a hold of you if we want to get in on some of that East Cape action?
Hey, man, just go to vaquerabaja.com and we'll be here. I was just going to say one more thing on the way out. So Vaqueras, we're doubling up now, guys. We started doing, I guess you call it a sunset cruise for the ladies. So the guys are fishing all day, coming in for an hour, getting a boat and taking the ladies out in the bay for a cruise or swimming. We call it the Vaquera Afternoon Delight Cruise.
That sounds cool.
Sky rockets in flight.
Yeah. So
it's going off, guys. Get on down here.
Great. Yeah.
That's so cool,
right.
Chris.
Thanks, Chris. We'll talk to you next Saturday.
Take care, guys.
All right.
See you, Chris. Hey, when we come back, we got a lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. More your phone calls, more great info with Captain Al and Captain Dave. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
The fish are biting and it's time to go. Hi, this is Ben, and you will see me at my dad's shop, Dana Landing in Mission Bay, or maybe in front of the shop on my kayak. It doesn't matter if you are out there on a kayak with me, on your boat, headed out on a sport boat. Dana Landing has everything you need. We call it the one-stop shop for a great day on the water, because it truly is. Food, bait, tackle, beverages, and more. Our tackle shop, headed by John, is certainly one of the best. For freshwater tackle, nothing beats East County Bait and Tackle. These guys have the best rods and reels and the hottest lures and live bait. Our newest shop is Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, with a great stock of both fresh and saltwater tackle right in the heart of Lemon Grove. ECBT is at the end of the 67 freeway on Mapleview and Lakeside. Lemon Grove Bait and Tackle, 94 to Broadway in Lemon Grove, and Dana Landing is next to the Dana Lawn Tramp in Mission Bay. Check out danalanding.com for more details.
And I'll tell you what, when you're talking to big bluefin, there is nothing like the Talica series in reels. And you know what's amazing is the new Talica A in a 12 and 16 size now, even smaller, but still the same capacity and more. Is it possible? More power?
It's an awesome reel. I mean, it's like you said, it fits in your hands a little better. It seems to free spool better. The drag system is different. It is just awesome. I love them. Absolutely love the reels. The whole series of them. And those TAC 20s and 25s have really shown, this big bluefin fishing that the private boats are doing, a lot of it's being done with live bait, both live and dead baits, and you're starting to fish with smaller reels. It's one thing when you're flying the kite and fishing 200-pound on a Talica 50, but when you need a reel to fish live bait that fits in your hand, and you're talking about catching fish that are 180, 200, 250 pounds, but still having a reel that fits in your hand and small and powerful, it's everything. And it puts reels to the limit, and those Talicas take it and keep going. It's awesome. They're a fantastic line of reels.
And that Talica 16A is big enough although not the right weapon, but the big enough to catch. If you do happen to be fishing for a 60-pounder and you hook a 160-pounder,
no doubt about
you can get them.
Yep.
Yeah, so check it out, the Talica line of reels at your local Shimano dealer.
If there's one thing we like, it's choices. And at your San Diego County Ford dealers, you can find yours with the all-new 2024 Ford F-150 and the range of powertrain options. Whether it's a gas engine with the best-in-class towing, powering up with the F-150 hybrid and the available Pro Power on board, or the all-electric F-150 Lightning. What you choose to do with that much power is up to you. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Visit your local San Diego County Ford dealer today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Turner's Outdoorsman, Southern California's #1 shooting, hunting, and fishing tackle retailer since 1971, is right in your neighborhood. Now with stores throughout Southern, Central, and Northern California. No one does it better. Turner's Outdoorsman brings you the best prices and selection, plus a knowledgeable staff that will help make your day on the water or in the field more fun. Stop by your neighborhood Turner's Outdoorsman. To find a location nearest you, check the web at turners.com and sign up for special deals and more.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Lots of great phone calls, and no surprise, killer info coming out with these two boys.
Hundreds of texts, right?
Yeah, it's been a great one.
Yeah, it's been a good one. Let's jump into the phone.
Well, speaking of great fishing, we're going to find out what's going on the water. We got the man, Captain Mike Pritchard of the Tribune, is on the line this morning. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, good morning, guys. Yeah, it is a good morning.
Yeah.
We're,
hear that sonar clicking, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. We're good fishing once again here last night. We got in yesterday afternoon. Early departure overnight trip. We ended up with 49 bluefin yesterday, up to about 70 pounds, and a couple of handfuls of bonito to go with it. And that is on a just an overnight trip, so 23-hour trip, and very, very good fishing. One second. And here we left yesterday afternoon, another one of our early departure day-and-a-half trips. We're starting off our day-and-a-half here with 43 bluefin on the boat. Same deal, mixed grade on up to about 70 pounds. But biggest problem both nights is just guys getting tired. I mean, on our overnight trip, looking down the side and guys winding the jig at half speed, just it is a lot of work after pulling on a few, but. What a great way to come out and knock out a couple of trophy bluefin, whether it's an overnight trip or a day and a half. But, I mean, we're already sitting pretty here all day left to fish and part of tonight if need be.
You guys have really brought the overnight trip back, and how cool to see those shorter length trips doing so well. I mean, 49 bluefins, especially fish to 70 pounds. What a great trip, Mike! That's awesome news.
Unbelievable. They're biting.
Yeah. Last night we left at 6. I think we had fish on the boat at about 11 o'clock. The night before we had fish on the boat at 9:30. I mean, so you're really getting the best of both worlds. Like I said, on these day-and-a-half trips, we fished almost all of last night. We're going to fish here throughout the day. We got a little chunk of tonight to fish too. So it's the long. You're getting a 2-day trip out of a day and a half for the most part.
No doubt.
And I'm going to make a point too. I'm looking at the moon chart here on the Bill Varney calendar. It's mid-moon now. I mean, it's like people go, oh no, I only go the week before the full. I only go the week before the dark or the whatever, the new. It's like dark middle moon. So all you moon doggies out there, it's biting. It's biting. Moon doesn't matter.
Hey, Mike.
I think sometimes it might affect the time of day they bite, but we've talked about this when I've been on the show. I've seen fish not bite for 2 months, and I've seen them bite every single day of the month. So there's that whatever moon theory you can have on that one.
Yeah.
With this new batch of fish, anything changing in the way of gear, jigs? Is it still the real big, heavy knife jigs? Is it Colt snipers? Is it heavy ones, light ones? What's the appropriate gear been?
We want to bring it all. Last night we had literally no wind. We're kind of drifting in circles here right now. There's a little bit of a swell, but the night before, heavier jigs were handy just because of how much current we had. It wasn't windy, but just trying to get them straight up and down. And one thing that we really try to stress to our guys is, once your jig starts angling out towards the horizon, you're not fishing anymore. Like, you might occasionally hook one, but your jig's not doing what it's supposed to. It's probably not at the right depth. And, you come up here, you look at the meter, you got 5 or 6 fish going, you come up here and you look, and there's 30 fathoms of fish underneath you. They're straight under the boat. They're in the lights. And these guys, some of the guys have their jigs out 300-400 feet away from the boat. They're probably only down 60, 70 feet. They're getting blown out. That is the biggest thing you got to do. Is if it's not tearing, you're not doing it right. And that's without getting bit.
Yeah, well, Mike, always a pleasure having you on the show, giving us up-to-date information, literally on the water right now. If somebody wants to ride aboard the Tribute, do you have any spots open?
Tomorrow night, I think there's 8 spots left, and they will fill up quick, especially with the last couple of trips here. Tuesday night's got some room. Thursday night still has a bunch of room for our overnight trip, and as I just said, there is no reason not to jump on one of these overnights. A couple other boats out of Seaforth as well, so if you can't get on with us, get on with on one of the other boats. But like I said, 49 bluefin on the last overnight trip. If you only have one day to do it and you can't call in sick for 2, I mean, it's definitely worth a shot. So you go to Seaforth Landing and call 619-224-3383. We're seeing great sign of daytime fish here, which is completely abnormal.
Hey,
we just posted a picture. We caught one on the last stop, 25-pounder in the day, a fly line bait.
I like those size.
We'll call it old school.
Yeah.
But it has been a very, very good grade of fish, mostly 40 to 70 pounds. So big enough to beat you up, small enough to land.
Nice. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate the call from the Tribune, and we'll look forward to talking to you real soon.
All right. You guys have a good day.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks very much. I have a great text here from JJ in Sarasota, Florida. He says, good morning, guys. My question is cast net legal in California? No. I went fishing the other day, and someone told me that for some reason it's not. I just moved here from Sarasota, Florida, and how do we catch our bait? Last week we were talking about bait barge and accessibility without a boat. How is live bait accessible without a boat? Where do you guys recommend? Any thought on that?
Well, you can catch ghost shrimp.
Yeah.
Fin bait, so it'd be
off the pier.
It'd be a little tough, but I make this little chum buddy, fill the chum buddy up, and sink it down the pier, get a bunch of chum in the water, and the mackerel will come to you and the smelt. That's for sure.
For some reason, California does not allow cast nets.
No, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but in Florida they're wide open. But no, you don't. You can't use them here.
Right.
There's other methods. I mean, there's umbrella nets and dip nets that you can use. If your goal is to fish with live bait from the shore or from the pier, it is absolutely doable. Dough ball and chum and umbrella nets. Promar makes a really nice umbrella dip net that you can lower down. You basically chum the smelt above it and then pull it like a hoop net up above them. We sell them for catching the chewilies or tube mackerels down low of long range trips, but we have sabiki rigs that have number 14 size hooks that you can absolutely catch jack smelt on. If that's what your goal is, to fish live bait from the beach, you for sure can do it.
But I'll tell you what, Cat Mal's right. Nothing beats a ghost shrimp.
I was just thinking,
If you go get a pump, learn where they are, which they're pretty much everywhere in the mud. Go pump ghost shrimp, and it'll be automatic.
A lot of the surf guys are using them too.
Yeah.
That's my boy's favorite thing. We go once every other week. We go down to the boat and get live ghost shrimp, and it's about as spotty a bait. I mean, they really, really like eating them, and you just put it on a split shot and cast it out, and something grabs a hold of it. They are the candy in the bay, no doubt.
And if you don't want to pump it, go to Seaforth Sport Fishing. They have them live. They sell them.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah, I kind of figured, Rick. I didn't see you hauling around in the mud with the kid, right? Yeah, for sure.
Well, it can be a little challenging if you want to go fishing and you look at the tide and the tide's too high to go get them, so you have to wait. Everything happens at certain times.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, hey, when we come back, we got a whole lot more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way, including more of your phone calls. We got catch reports coming up and a whole lot more. You stay tuned. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio.
Hey everyone, James Holst here with Norsk Lithium, the official battery partner of Let's Talk Hookup. Here at Norsk Lithium, we have 2 goals that drive who we are and what we do. The first is to make the highest quality, longest lasting lithium batteries available with a complete lineup of batteries that include 12, 24, 36 volt and starting batteries. Second, in addition to offering a 10-year warranty on all Norsk Lithium marine batteries, we provide amazing customer service before and after the sale. Check us out online online at norsklithium.com. That's NORSK lithium.com, or call us at 831-232-9063. Or to see Norsk Lithium batteries in person, stop by the Trolling Motor Doctor in Lakewood or Anglers Marine in Anaheim and see why Norsk Lithium batteries should be in your boat.
No matter where the adventure takes you, we've got you powered. Norsk Lithium.
Hey everyone, this is Bill Varney, and I'm a proud member of CCA California. I'm here to invite you, your family, and friends to join me for CCA's Anthony Shea Conservation Award Dinner. This year we honor Mark Gorelnik for his selfless dedication to marine conservation in California. This exciting event will have food, fellowship, and fun while benefiting the tireless work of CCA as it fights to protect your right to fish. Please don't miss this incredible evening on June 27th at the Long Beach Grand. Visit ccacalifornia.org to make your reservations today.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the In the Know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
Want to take your catch from fresh to superior grade? This is Robbie Gant from AFCO. We developed the tools for the EKGMA process. Circuit Breaker is specially designed to disable the full length of the fish's spinal cord. The memory-resistant wire of AFCO's Circuit Breaker will not bend or kink even after repeated use. Take your fish care to the next level with Circuit Breaker by AFCO. Available at a dealer near you or check out AFCO.com.
Like Robbie said, take your fish care to the next level with Circuit Breaker by AFCO. Check AFCO.com or your favorite tackle retailer.